Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I want to start out tonight by asking you a question. I want you to think about what is your why for being a Toastmaster? Now I know that we all didn't just come out on this cold, wet, snowy, rainy, icy night just to hang out and see Liz, although it is quite hurt for being here. So what is it? What brought you here? What brings you here 3 times a month or 2 times a month? What is your why for being a member of Toastmasters? Who'd like to tell me? Into.
To challenge myself to be a better individual in society.
Awesome. Tom?
I think I like the idea of being able to communicate better and effectively to people and able to deliver your perspective in an effective way.
My brother answered that, but it's changed over time. So the reason I came when I first started is much different today. So I can't answer the one for today yet. I have to think about it more.
Okay. Maybe after I'm done,
Okay.
it'll come to me. I want to challenge each of you to find out what your why is. When I first came to my first Toastmasters meeting, I thought there was going to be a group of people hanging out around the bar, and I was going to get some good toasts that I could take back and share with my friends when we're out drinking. Well, needless to say, I found out very quickly that Toastmasters was not about drinking, which was pretty disappointing. But I ended up coming back, so they must have done something right. Seriously, folks, I came to my first Toastmasters meeting because I was bored at work. I was looking for a challenge. And I found that through the Toastmasters program. I found out that there were goals involved, that I could set goals, that there were projects that I could complete and get feedback on, which I wasn't getting in my JOB. That there was a team environment, and the team had goals, and those goals were important to the group. And most importantly, it was fun. So I want you to think tonight, if you don't already know your why, thank you for those of you who shared it. I want to challenge you to figure out what your why is, and then focus on that. What is this? A blank frame? Anyone else?
My house is a dry erase board. I needed that. An analogy of our lives.
This is a picture frame. And the reason I show this to you is because I want you to make sure when you think about your why, when you think about what's important about being a member of Toastmasters and what your why is, make sure that it fits within the frame of your bigger picture. Make sure that when you focus on your why, that it leads you to fitting in to that bigger picture, what your bigger goals are. This is what my picture looked like when I first started at Toastmasters. I didn't really know what I wanted or where I wanted to go with this. Like Liz said earlier, she had a different idea when she started, but now it's different.
What's in your picture?
What's that?
What's in your picture?
Excuse me?
The other picture.
The newer picture? Give me a second. About 4 years ago, I took on the task of being a team leader for the Central Ohio Heart Walk. Now, I had never been involved in a fundraising challenge before, and frankly, I was scared to death of the concept of asking people for money. But there I was, right in the throes of fundraising. That first year, I set a goal of $500. And I ended up raising over $1,000 that year. Over the course of the last 4 years, I've been able to raise close to $12,000 for the American Heart Association. And the reason why I bring that up is because when I started in Toastmasters, back when I had that blank frame, not sure what I was doing or why I joined, I had no idea that I was capable of doing something like that. But through the Toastmasters program, through coming in and being involved in this team, taking on projects and taking on leadership roles as officers, I was able to build my confidence. I was able to find my voice and was able to achieve something that I never thought I was capable of. So once you find your why, once you realize where you are as part of that bigger picture, then what do you do? The key to achieving success is acting. A passion is nothing until you act on it, right? So how do we go about acting on our why? How do we go about acting on this passion that we have in Toastmasters? By adopting daily and weekly habits. When I first started, I was like, okay, I don't know what I want to talk about. So I sat down and made a list. Made a list of all the things I was interested in talking about that I could possibly give speeches on. So I started there. Excuse me, what did you talk about? What did I talk about? Yeah. I was more of an informational speaker at that point. I like to get up and give lists of these 10 things that are important to be a better mentor, or these 5 things that you can do to be a better, in better shape, those kind of things. And I didn't realize how important storytelling was, and how important making a connection with your audience was in effectively getting your message across. So I went from making that list to signing up for a speech. I'm going to put my name on the agenda and I'm going to do a speech. Then I went to, okay, now that I've done that, what do? I got to prepare a speech, right? I got to write out my speech, and I literally would write it out. And then I would practice. And then I'd practice some more. And then I'd practice some more. And then I'd go present it. And then I'd rinse and repeat that same process over and over and over again. That's my challenge to you. I want you to find your why and focus on that. Focus your energy, focus your enthusiasm on that why. I want you to make sure that that's part of your bigger picture of who you are and what you want to do and where you want to go. And then lastly, adopt daily and weekly habits that support that why, that keep you focused and moving forward and being successful.
What is your why?
What is my why? As far as Toastmasters goes, it's the excitement that I get about seeing other people learn and grow the same way that I did. My why used to be all about me. I want to do 10 speeches this year. I want to be a VTM. I want to be an area governor. Now, I'm more interested in helping folks like you do what I did and get to the point where you have found your voice and have found your confidence. Thank you.